So this is the inside. Over Christmas, after we've ripped the steering wheel and the floor up and everything else, we started on the inside. So everything came out. The first thing, you've got to design these things. What do we need out of it? Well, we know we need a toilet. We know that from previous things. People want a toilet, so right, go in for a toilet. We also know that things with the more bedrooms seem to rent out better because you can't split the cost. So the bunk beds had to go in. So if we've got bunk beds in, you obviously need a double bed. So a double bed at the end. So as you're drawing this paper, you start with, like, oh, room to walk around my bed. Or, no, you ain't got room for all that. You need to... The sleeping is just for sleeping, so let's make that as small as possible. The living area, which is going to be this area, which is still work in progress, it wants to be as big as possible. And I want it, we've been an old library, I want it to feel oldie-worldy and I suppose a bit like a library or a library in a posh house or something. We want it to feel homely, yet old-fashioned and not what you get every day. So we've put the first coat of stainer on here now and built this table, and this flooring in here is actually a laminated floor, and it doesn't look like it looks like lino, but it's really tough. So it should stand the test of time of people walking in and out and coming in and out without damaging too much. But then we thought, oh, what else do we need in here? We need hot water, so we're putting just an electric water heater. It'll just hold 5 litres of water, through to the sink, and then out the sink into the tank. So we've got hot water, cold water, that can just come on main supply. Electric, we have a 16 amp supply, the same as you do with your caravan when you come in here, so it's blue plug straight in. So electrics, my mate's an electrician, he's come and wired me all up. We've got to think about power, so we want to have a heater. Well, if we can get that down to 1.5 kilowatt, because at 16 amp, he just explained it, I don't really know it. All I know is just try and keep your total ampage less than 16 amp. So you've only got 16 amp to play with. In that 16 amp, you've got your lights, you've got your heater, you've got your fridge, you've got your freezer. In this case, it's a fridge with a little freezer cubby box at the top, ice box. Cooker, we're going to have to go gas, aren't we? Because we've already used all this electric up, really. So that's about all the electrics you can really afford, because then if people start turning up and using hair dryers and straighteners, and we can quite easily go over a 16 amp and it'll trip off, and then we get a phone call and the electric's gone off, and then we have to go and sort it out. So try and keep the electric down to a minimum so they can use more when they get here. But it's all a balancing act with your electrics on something like this. So we have a microwave up here, cookers go in there, fridge, that's just going to be a cupboard. That's your cupboard and the sink with your water heater in it. And then you've got the bathroom. Well, with it being oldie-worldy, the bathroom, we've gone for a solid granite floor, which is a bit of granite my mate was throwing out. So we had that, and we've cut it down, made a lovely floor out of it. And then we got the old-fashioned toilet with the little pull chain to flush it. As you can see, that's a lovely old touch. Then I've piped it up the old-fashioned way with copper pipe rather than the new plastic pipe, which just pushes together. But I want the old feel to it, so we did it with copper pipe. Got the Saniflow pump in the other room just behind the toilet, so it'll just pump it straight out again. We don't have to worry about tanks. And this is where we are with it now. The bedroom still wants... The bedroom's probably closest to be done, to be honest. It just wants a bit of wiring sorting to get the light switch where we want it to be. Some plywood putting down on top of the runners. Mattress on top of that. The walls want... We think we're going to go for wallpaper now. We've thought of paint and other things, but we're going for wallpaper. And then the roof line, which is something Gabby's going to make, and I'm as intrigued to find out what's going to happen as you are, because it's a funny shape. It's round that way, and it's round front to back as well. So everything we're not going to be able to stick straight to this ceiling. We're going to have to probably sew it or whatever. But that's what Gabby does. So I'm sure it'll be amazing when she's done it. But this is what we've got so far, which doesn't look a great deal, I suppose. We've had it about 8 weeks now, 7 or 8 weeks. So but we got quite a lot of work over Christmas, but then I say it's not been touched for a few weeks. I've been working away and other things. But every few weeks we'll just revert back to this, and you can see how much has got done from the last video. So it's yeah, I'm liking it. We're getting there. We've got an idea, and we really want this to be up and running for April time, so we can start getting some money back. We've got lots of painting to do on the outside to get it. We're going to stick with the original colours and paint it all up. It's only going to be a hand finished paint job. We're not painters or anything, but I think if we do a good job, it'll look well. And it's just nice to see something like this being kept, because the only other option was, it going to get scrap, man, or a museum would buy it and just put it outside because it would be on repair and it's never drive again. So I'd rather people used it. It's a lovely old thing. I mean, you can't see much of it. I mean, these two windows here that we were talking about earlier, that we put the new rubber seals around, they're not original. Originally, it would just have had the front window and the back window, because the sides would have been racked with books. Because, say, it was a mobile library. Back from, I think it was the 60s. 1960s, I think it was. Anyway, that's where we are with the project so far, and keep watching our updates.